What's going on, guys? Icebreaker here. Today it's sneak peek time for the Lasertrons that are coming tomorrow. We've had the Lasertrons quite a few times already, so I'm not going to do a sneak peek. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks how to use these guys really effectively, especially considering we've got them for this month's Mega Crab. So stick around, stay tuned if you want to learn how to use these guys like an absolute beast. Let's jump into it. Okay, so as you can see, I've got them all loaded in all 8 boats, and I've got bullet and energy drink. I'm going to find a base to hit. I'm going to hit something random on the map. Base layouts on the dev build aren't particularly great for this sort of thing, but the trick to using the Lasertrons is to keep bullet out front and keep the Lasertrons out back, shooting through as many defenses each time as possible. So what we're going to do is get rid of these mines, and we're going to drop bullet out front. Now, as you can see, buildings behind the defense that they're actually shooting at get more damage dealt to them. That's because of the way that the damage is dealt with the Lasertrons. Basically, the way it works, the defense that they're actually targeting gets 50% of their potential damage, and the buildings behind it get 100% of the damage. So if they're doing, say, 1,000 damage to the HQ there, basically the HQ will get 500 damage, and the buildings behind the HQ will get the 1,000. Don't worry if you don't have bullet, you can use Kavan. He's just as good as bullet is, and the trick with this guy is you're going to land them all out with a bow of medics, and we're going to be using critters, and we're going to be using the rifleman that Kavan spawns to act as our meat shield. The other option is with Kavan is ice shield ability, but personally I think the second wind ability works a little bit better. The advantage with ice shield is you can activate it as and when like boom cannons and stuff turn around to face your Lasertrons. You can use the ice shield just to protect them for that second or so to save you losing any troops. Okay, so another way you can use these guys, if you're running a little bit less GBE perhaps, an alternative way you can use these guys is to use them with tanks or a conjunction of another troop. So with this one, you put the tanks out front like so they'd be like the meat shield behind bullet, and then you spread out the Lasertrons behind that. Just keep in mind, like I said before, that the defenses that get shot first only receive 50% of the damage. If we zoom in on these guys now, you'll see the boom cannons at the back will fall before the ones at the front, and that's because they get 100% of the damage that's being done by the Lasertrons themselves. Obviously, with using tanks in there as well, the damage is a bit more evenly spread out, so the defenses up front will go down that little bit quicker as well. This is a good way of just saving a bit of GBE. Perhaps you're not running as many statues as other people, but bullet obviously up front as always is going to be absolutely key. Bullet is by far the best hero for this, and when it comes to Mega Crab, that goes without saying. Back in the day, we used to use 6 Lasertrons, 1 critter cannon, medics and bullet. That was like meta for the crab. So if you're planning on doing really well on the Proto Crab this month, Lasertrons are going to be your go-to. Show you what I mean about using the ice shield ability. So for this one, we're going to drop down some critters, drop it down our Lasertrons and Kavan. Going to put a shock on the shock launchers, but as you can see, as the Lasertrons get into range of the cannons, activate the ice shield. You can stop them. You can stop the cannons from pop shotting them with 1 hit. They got to take the ice shield out first, obviously, and the shield just keeps them protected long enough that the Lasertrons can take out the defenses that are going to be taking you out. So that ice shield ability can just save you, especially if you haven't got instant training. Ice shield is probably going to be your best bet if you don't have bullet. Obviously, if you've got bullet, you shouldn't lose any troops anyway. If you can keep the Lasertrons clumped up with bullet out front, that's like the ideal situation you want to find yourself in. When it comes to like the other heroes, battle orders is okay from getting them from one place to another. You don't really need to do that because the Lasertrons are pretty quick anyway, because they cut such a big beam into the base where the defenses and the buildings behind the target get more of the damage. They end up clearing quite a lot of space each time, so they tend to move between one place to another. They tend to move quite quick, so you don't really need battle orders. Iron Will, not a bad shout if you haven't got Kavan yet. That'll work in a similar way to the Crystal Shield. With Kavan though, it is going to be Crystal Shield is best for people who don't have instant training. Second Wind is also a great ability if you've got it leveled up. With the hero, with Sparky, Critter Swarm's pretty good, Remote Hack's pretty good. I wouldn't worry too much about the demo charge because the main thing you need to do is distract. So Critters and the hack ability do that. With Bullet, all three abilities will be pretty good with Trons, but I would recommend the energy drink just because you want to keep him in the fight for longer. Taunt's pretty good, but energy drink's definitely better. Shock Knuckles is alright as well, but with Shock Knuckles you tend to find he'll die pretty quick. So play around, see what you think works best for you. When it comes to statues, you've got to remember these guys cost 6 GBE each, and if you've got them 2 per boat, it's going to cost you 12 GBE to land each landing craft. So you're going to need a few GBE statues, but troop damage is by far, pretty much as always, really the key here. The more damage that you can do, the more damage that those defenses behind the target are going to get damage with each shot, the faster you're going to burn through a base and get the core down and stuff, especially when it comes to Crab, because with Crab, as you know, it's a race against the clock, and to get through defenses and the core as fast as possible on Crab, you need to do as much damage as you possibly can, as fast as you can to get to core. But then bear in mind that once you're at core, you're only going to be doing 50% of the damage that your Lasertrons are fully capable of when they are targeting the core. So keep that in mind. You need to factor that in when you are free sniping core, that you're going to need that little bit of extra time to get through the core because they're not doing all the damage. Also guys, remember that with the new Proto format in the game, you need to do the Cycle of Evil to get these guys leveled up. Rough calculations, don't quote me on it, but rough calculations that you can get these guys to max level for the Mega Crab, or like the Saturday of the Mega Crab or whatever, but you can do that. So if you've got if you can, you want to be doing all of Hammerman, all of Dr. T, Imitation Game, you want to be doing all of that stuff to get those Protos, get those Proto tokens to level these guys up as much as possible before Crab comes. Obviously, the higher level these guys are for Crab, the better. When it comes to countering these guys when you're being attacked with it yourself, the best thing you can do, really basically the only thing you can do, is get some shock launchers up close on the beach so that as soon as the boats are landed, the shock launchers are automatically in range. And what you want to do is keep these guys close enough together that you can try and create like a shock lock, where that's where one shock launcher fires, and then just as that shock's wearing off, the other one fires on top, and it doesn't give the troops any chance to get a shot off or move. You lock them up with shock lock. That's like the perfect solution. Doesn't always work out that way, especially if people are spreading out their landing, which is what you should be doing anyway. But for the noobs who click all on one same spot and they all land in the same spot, you can create a shock lock and get a defend out of it. Also backing up the shock launchers on the beach, you want some boom cannons, because they'll, like I said before, they will one-shot the Lasertrons. Get some other single point in there as well, like sniper towers as well, because they'll help take out a hero. If they've got bullet down or whatever, they'll help sack bullet pretty quick. And then the rocket launchers behind them as well, just to add some more splash damage in, just to help take out a few more of them at the same time. If you come up to a base on your map that's got a defense layout like this, all you need to do is drop bullet in the middle and then just spread the Lasertrons out along the beach. The shock launchers can't shock all of them, and the single point can't shoot all of them, so they will blast through that pretty quick and get off the beach. You might lose one or two, but you will get off the beach. You will still win the fight. So there you go, guys. That's the Lasertrons. That's my tips and tricks for using these guys, defending with them and attacking with them. Let me know in the comments if you think I missed anything. If you're using these guys in a different way or whatever, feel free to let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will catch you later. Peace.